this situation is getting worse. And I'm not even saying that as a joke, I am serious. Physical media is slowly going away, and we are moving to a all-digital future. And I think that is really bad, for two reasons. One, it gets rid of your choice. If you own a console, you can choose if you want to buy a game physically or digitally, and that is really good. And two, ownership. Something that is pretty well known now is that if you buy a digital game, you don't really own it. That is one advantage that physical media will always have. If you go out and you buy the disc, as long as you can keep it safe, you basically own that version of the game forever. And that could be something really important, because it's becoming pretty common now for developers to remove stuff from their game. But if you have the original disc and the 1.0 version of the game, you can basically keep one version of the game preserved forever. And it's also really good for keeping the game safe and make sure that it doesn't become lost media and basically just get forgotten as time goes by. And I think this is something that more people are going to realize, because not so long ago, Sony ended up making a decision which is really bad. Like, I'm actually surprised that they decided to do something like this, and that is, if you own a PlayStation, you probably got jump scared with this email right here, which is basically giving you an update telling you that because of a disagreement that they ended up having with Discovery, everything that they made on the PlayStation Store is basically getting taken away. And it also seems like the Discovery items that you bought is also going with it. You're not going to be able to access it anymore. And I always think it's funny that every time when any game developer decides to give you some terrible news, like it could be something horrible like, sorry guys, our game got delayed indefinitely, or it could be something like this that, hey, you know the stuff that you bought digitally and you thought that you could use forever? Well, guess what? You can't do that anymore. Sorry. They say thank you at the end. I really appreciate that terrible news you gave me. Thanks, PlayStation. Then you give them a thumbs up and the most generic happy face you can make. I probably don't need to explain why this news is really bad, but I am going to do that anyway. One, these are stuff that some people bought, even though I don't think there's a lot of people out there who's really buying movies and stuff from the PlayStation Store. Those are still people who exist, and they probably thought that when they bought those Discovery shows, they thought that they owned it forever. They can watch it whenever they want. So just to randomly have that taken away from you basically just devalues that whole purchase. And it also seems like that Sony isn't planning to give you any refunds for that at all, which is absolutely insane. I mean, if they were taking away the items, that is still really bad, but if they're giving refunds, at least that'll make the blow a little bit less bad. I mean, yeah, it still sucks that I can't watch the stuff that I bought, but at least I got my money back. Nope, you're not even getting that at all. That item is just gone and the money that you spend is just wasted. Oops. And two, this also sends a really bad message to every single person who buys stuff from the PlayStation Store. Sony is basically telling you that they can remove any item from your library whenever they want, and there's not really anything that you can do about it at all. So suddenly out of nowhere, if you're playing a game and you enjoy it, but something bad ended up happening and that game needs to be removed, too bad. They can just take it away from your library, and that item that you bought just isn't yours anymore, and that is not good at all. But unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be the last time something like this is going to happen. We are moving to a all-digital future, and the main reason why I say that is because when the Xbox leaks ended up happening, we ended up learning that the next generation of Xbox is going to be digital only, and that is something that is not good, because I know all it takes is one company to basically start that trend, and when Xbox does it, and since it's a brand new console, it's probably going to succeed, and a lot of people are going to buy it, probably companies like PlayStation and Nintendo is going to follow up, because making stuff all digital is just way more cheaper and better for the company, because one, they don't have to spend money actually making physical disc and sending the media, and then they also have to make deals with stores that sell them, and they're probably losing a lot of money from doing that. And two, if you have to buy everything from the PlayStation Store or Xbox Store, they basically have control of everything. That's the main reason why they're trying to make this push. And that is good for the company, but again, it's just bad for you. You get no value if that future happens. That's why I never understand why there's so much people out there who just tries to defend digital media every chance they get. There are even some people who are trying to downplay this and saying that it's not really that much of a big deal because not a lot of people are buying these shows anyway. All of the stuff that they're selling is garbage, which they're not really wrong, but again, this still just sends a very dangerous message that this is something that PlayStation can do. And another reason why this is really bad is that this is basically just promoting piracy. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of people out there who's going to hear this news that PlayStation is basically just taking away stuff that people bought, and they're probably going to think that, man, what's the point of me buying stuff from the PlayStation Store? I should just go out and pirate it. And obviously, piracy is bad. I know, something very shocking, but Sony making a decision like this is basically just telling some fans to hey, go on and pirate my game. Now, although I don't think this is a decision that Sony's going to keep on doing, I don't think suddenly out of nowhere they're going to start removing stores from their storefront and just go you can't play this anymore, you can't play this anymore. That's probably not going to happen, but the fact that something like this happened once is scary, and this should be something that a lot of people should be concerned about, because I'm positive this is the only time I've ever seen a big digital store doing something like this. Because even stuff on Xbox or on Steam, if you own a digital item and it gets taken off the store and you can't buy it anymore, it will still be in your library. Let me use Steam as an example. If for some reason a game is taken off the store, you can't buy it anymore, if you still own that game, you can play it. A good example is something like Only Up, that game that everyone was playing a couple months ago. That's a game that you can't buy anymore, but if you originally bought the game before it got taken down, you can still go and play it just fine. That's how I think stuff should be when you buy it digitally, but it seems like on PlayStation consoles, it's not. Anyway, this is a horrible decision, and I hope this makes more people realize how important physical media is and why it can't just be taken away from us. Anyway, that's it. My name is Lula. You have a good day or night. See ya.